Something magical happens when you lose yourself, suppress your ego, and allow surroundings to influence your thoughts. You may say to let go and let God. Not God in the parochial, colloquial, and religious sense, not in the dogmatic sense, but the universal sense of oneness, the mysterious revelation of that sacred divinity in each of us. I know, but we do not always know how and why we know. Like a thought, it is real, but cannot be seen or quantified. Like love, it is real, but cannot be quantified. Watching this spider gave me the opportunity to get within myself and observe me from afar. I was the observer, and I was being observed. The signs of the change of the season also helped. It solidified the reality of change. I could have controlled my thoughts, but I chose not to, preferring instead to allow the mind to grasp its own realities and concepts, to seek its own thought-provoking questions, and hopefully to suggest answers. Experts may have a word for this activity, madness perhaps, but I don't have a negative word. I see the process as being sane and honest. As I watched the spider, thoughts of change and love came to mind. Now, love is a word that is bandied about quite freely. Frequently, it is used to mean I love your whatever, instead of I love you, the person. Of course, the misplacement of meaning happens quite frequently in organizations too, especially in churches who are so involved in their own personal politics and financing, they forget their main purpose, which is the growth of their congregation, spiritually and as human beings. But that's another subject. Anyway, moving on, as human beings, we respond to words because we are trained to respond to words. Quite often, the minute those words are spoken, change in personalities are beginning to take place. Change. The person who said it will not be the same person an hour from now, a week from now, or a month from now. Change, you see, is the only constant. A year from now, 2, 3, or 10 years from now, the passion will wane, and familiarity will compromise the mystery of the spontaneity of the now, right now. We have changed. In earlier videos, I have explored the themes of love and being in love, so I won't bore you with that now. For now, however, I wish to explore change. Change in you, me, and everyone else. If you are the same person you were a year ago, then you have not changed. And not having changed, you are now in a stagnated state of being. Change, you see, is inevitable, and yet there are some things that are constant, love being one of them. In watching the spider, the scene seemed not to change, but I know better. Watch carefully, and the scene is constantly changing, even in the smallest ways. In watching the spider, I also became very aware of the constants, my love for nature, my enjoyment in using a camera, my love for some people. True, I thought about my ex and I realized that I still loved her. She, I would imagine, has moved on and her life has changed. She has become someone she was not a year ago. She may not even have any feelings for me, and this is the intriguing part, how she feels or doesn't feel has nothing to do with my feelings. It is not a quid pro quo. It is not about, quote, I love you back, end quote. It is about my feelings. I believe that if you ever loved someone, if you ever truly loved that person, you will always love that person, no matter the changes. So, what does all this mean? Well, it means that the guilt I'm supposed to feel for thinking thoughts that are not in keeping with conventional thinking has more to do with programming than it has to do with me. People change, and how they truly feel about themselves and others will, quite often, remain the same. It's food for thought. You, however, must think for yourself.